This should be a pair of water-resistant headphones, I believe. Unless they sent me the wrong thing, which happens once in a while. But wow, that is a tiny box. For some reason I pictured this being a lot bigger. Okay, where are you? I always end up destroying these boxes because, there we go, I found the tab this time. I usually tear through the wrong spot. All right, so, wow, that is really small. Okay, so we have a micro USB cord here that doesn't seem to be very long. Not a big deal to me because I have tons of these laying around. Yeah, this thing is going to be real close to whatever you're charging it with. It's not even a foot. Okay, over here we have more than likely some headphone covers, I'm going to guess. Let's see. That's how I always do everything. Look at the stuff in the package first and then read the directions, right? Okay, so these are obviously going to go over the earphones themselves. And here we have a little zip up carrying case. And there you have it. So these are supposed to be waterproof, water resistant. And see what kind of instructions we get on this one. Okay, pretty basic. We have track volume forward. So you can control the volume and the track by pressing the buttons here, which is brilliant. I cannot imagine having a pair of headphones where you can't directly control what you're listening to. That makes a lot of sense. And they feel pretty sturdy. They're very lightweight, but they do feel sturdy. And also there's a permanent bend here in the wire, so this is more than likely going to go up over the top of the ear. We'll check those out shortly. Then we got our pairing instructions, all pretty basic. And you can pair it with 2 phones at a time, so that is cool. And then we got charging stuff here. So I'll go through this, check these out, and we will see how they perform, especially once they get wet. So what's cool about the Axgio wireless Bluetooth earphones? Well, I will say this for them. They're easy to operate and they're comfortable to wear, and the sounds, I would call it above average. They're actually pretty decent overall. And I am comparing these to another set that I have, and that's what makes me really appreciate them, because I've been using these for a while and they're driving me nuts. I don't know if you can see this, but you have 2 tiny little buttons here. One has 2 little dots and one has a single dot, and this is to change the volume on these things. And unless you're used to reading Braille, I would imagine, it's a pain to find them. And even when you do, pushing the volume up is easy enough, but pushing the volume down is just really awkward when you have this in your ear. It's like you have to position your fingers just right, and you can't just push on it. Obviously, you have to hold the back of it at the same time, so these things drive me nuts. But with this pair, it's very easy to see where the buttons are, very easy to tell when you're pushing them down. You've got a button here in the center that controls all the functions. You can turn it off and on, put it into pairing mode and so forth with that center button. And then you've got a track advance, or actually you can go backwards or forward on the track that you're listening to by holding these. Or if you just click them with like a short click, you can lower or raise the volume. So it's very easy to operate these when you have them on, rather than having to take it off and mess around with this stuff. In addition to that, it's super easy to charge. And this was another challenge that I had with this pair. To this day, and I'm really surprised this thing hasn't broken yet, but up until now, it's like opening this panel here is a major pain. You almost need a pry tool to get inside this thing. I mean, I have a bit of a fingernail, but getting this thing open will just drive you nuts. It's like you can't quite get in there far enough. And when you finally do, like I said, you really need a pry tool. When you finally get it open, I'm almost waiting for this thing just to fall off. I might tear it off because it's making me insane right now. But with these, they have thought forward and said, let's make this easy. Now, finding it, of course, is another story. So if you can't see, there's a small tab right here, and all you have to do is grab this tab from the inside and it lifts right open. Super easy to get access to the charging port. And of course, this is going to use a micro USB. And when we plug it in, like so, you will see in just a second, there should be a red light that comes on right down in here to show that this is charging. Now, when it's in pairing mode, this will be flashing. In fact, let's go ahead and do that right now just so you can see what I'm talking about. If we hold the center button down for, I want to say it's about 10 seconds or so. I'll just keep holding it in here. Now you see that we have the blue flashing light. At least hopefully you can see it from there. If not, I'll do a close-up of this so you can see it later. But you can easily tell when it's in pairing mode, and also when you have it in your ear. Let's see if we can get the sound here. I'm going to put this right by the phone so that hopefully you can hear what's going on the inside. This is going to be a little awkward.
Power off.
Okay, so I just powered it down, and I don't know if that made it into the speaker, but we'll try turning it on, see what happens.
Power on. Pairing.
So if I hold it down for a few seconds, it says power on, and if you continue to hold it, it goes into pairing mode, and then of course it will connect to any Bluetooth device. I've been using this with my Bluetooth connection on my TV, which I love because I can listen to the TV and no one else has to hear it. I've used it with my phone. If you've got an iPhone, it will show you the battery level with iOS right at the top right-hand corner of the screen. It will not do the same with Android. However, you can access Siri, or you can do Ask Google or Hello Google or whatever. What is it? Okay Google. Just by holding down the center button, it will pull that up on the phone's menu. So overall functionality, very cool. I almost destroyed these things, and if you happen to get a pair, keep this in mind. I briefly read the description and it said waterproof, but these are waterproof IPX4, meaning that they are not made to go underwater. You can splash them if you go to the gym and you're someone who perspires a lot, you'll probably be fine. I don't think it'll do any damage. Maybe even if someone dumps an ice chest over your head, they might survive, but you don't want to go swimming with these. They are not made to be submerged. IPX4 does not mean that you can take these 3 feet underwater, so definitely don't do that. Now, they come with this little carrying case here, nothing fancy, but if you unzip this, you'll see on the inside that you've got a couple spare earpiece inserts, whatever you want to call them, these little deals. There's 4 of them in total inside the package, and then the 2 that came with the headset itself, so they're all the same size. They don't vary at all, but I want to say correction on these. They do appear to be slightly different. So I think we've got different sizes probably for different, yeah, these are absolutely a different size. I just went with the ones that came in the package and they worked fine. But I suppose if your ear is a different dimension, you might want to go through and try a couple different ones. Try a different pair, see how they work. You might even have one ear that's a different size than the other. I don't know. But anyways, we've got, it looks like 3 different sizes of these little inserts that you can put onto the headphones. And that's what they look like underneath. When you put these on, you'll see that the way that they wrap around the top of your ear, it's really difficult for these not to stay in the right place. They're a bit like my old Motorola Rocker Bluetooth headset that I had, but they're flexible instead of being stiff on the back. So that's kind of cool. Now, the question, of course, in everyone's mind, I think, is that now that we have Bluetooth headsets with lithium ion or lithium polymer batteries inside, and we have lithium batteries that explode, I almost feel like I want the battery to be back here somewhere on the cord instead of in my ear. But hopefully that will never be a problem. Now, what I can't figure out is what this does. This came in the package. I didn't see any reference to it on the instructions. And in fact, when it comes to the instructions, an interesting thing about this is that they did a very good job on the English. And I say that because I believe these were manufactured in China. And usually you'll find all sorts of grammatical and spelling errors, but this was really close to being 100% accurate. The only thing, and very easy to understand, the only thing that I did notice that was different is there's one tiny probably typographical error here down on the bottom of the command menu where it says you can switch between the earphone and the phone. So obviously that could happen to anyone, but for the most part, all of this is very easy to understand, very easy to set up. The range is average. I would say it's on par with just about any other Bluetooth device that I have. I can get a good line of sight for probably 40, 50 feet, but if I get behind a wall, it does start to affect the sound quality. And if you get beyond 2 walls, you're not going to be able to connect to whatever it is that you're listening to. So other than that, overall, pretty decent pair of Bluetooth headphones for the price. Also, if there are any discounts or coupon codes or anything like that, I will include them in the video description. These are the Axgio IPX4 wireless Bluetooth headsets, and no complaints. I am enjoying these entirely.